In this video, we're going to look at 3 digital resource organization tools. I think the problem in educational technology sometimes is that we amass so many tools that it's very difficult to keep them organized in a way that makes sense for you and for your students. So today we're going to take a look at 3 tools that can help us with that goal. The first tool is Symbaloo, and Symbaloo is a visual bookmarking tool. And what's nice about it is that you can have all of your favorite websites at your fingertips and you can access them anywhere. So for example, you could organize resources by lesson, by unit, by subject. And this teacher has organized their social studies resources in one location. So students only have to remember this URL as opposed to remembering or finding the URL for one of these many resources. You can also use Symbaloo to organize your own personal resources. So this is a Symbaloo I made to organize all of the different tools, all the different tech tools I use to develop oral language with students. And we're actually going to be using this Symbaloo in a couple weeks when we talk about oral language in class. To make a Symbaloo is very simple. When you log in, you're going to see tabs at the top. Press the plus button, and that'll give you, you'll start to create a Symbaloo. I'm going to call this Symbaloo sample, but when you make yours, I would encourage you to title it with something that's meaningful for you and your students. Once you click add, it'll take you to this home page. And you can customize your Symbaloo by clicking on options. So you could rename it. You can change the background so it's a little bit cleaner for students. And then you can also change the size of the Symbaloo so that it's not as big and you don't have so many empty boxes. To add a Symbaloo link, you click on one of your squares, and then you go to create a tile and type in the address of your website. So if I want my students to have access to Wonderopolis, I will add that. It gives me an icon, or I could choose from one of Symbaloo's icons. I like the W, so I'm going to hit that, and I click save. Now that link is on my Symbaloo. Once you have added all the links to your Symbaloo, sharing it is as easy as going to this page. You can edit the name, add a description if you'd like. Click Share My Webmix, and then it'll give you the URL for your Symbaloo, and you just copy and paste that into the discussion forum in Moodle, and then I have access to your Symbaloo, and that's how you can submit that assignment. The next tool we're going to look at is called ThingLink. And ThingLink is a tool that helps you create interactive images that organize digital resources around a topic. So this is an example students of mine did a couple years ago, and they were studying Winter Olympic sports. So this student had ice hockey. He found a picture of ice hockey, and he added these dots to highlight different facts about Olympic ice hockey. Now, he just used text, but I'm going to show you an example now of how you can make this a really multimedia tool to use with students. My colleague Michelle Yanong created this ThingLink to teach educators about the differences between BICS, CALP, and Common Underlying Proficiency. So she took a picture of an iceberg and added different resources to it. So here, this takes you to a wrap about BICS, CALP, and CUP for educators. This takes you to an article by Judy Haynes on the difference between BICS and CALP. And then here she wrote she wrote a definition and some facts about BICS and CALP to help teachers. So this was one way that she used to kind of curate all of her information about BICS, CALP, and Common Underlying Proficiency to share with educators, rather than giving them a list of articles, a list of videos, and a list of websites to visit. This is a more functional way of sharing that information with teachers. And you can create your own ThingLink, but you can also browse other people's ThingLinks. So here I did a search when it comes up. I did a search for quadrilaterals, and I found this ThingLink. So this teacher just took a picture from their classroom and then added definitions, links to different games to reinforce the skills. Here she's embedded a Kahoot for students to participate in. Here's a video about a quadrilateral song. Here's a quiz students can take. So here she gathered all of her information about quadrilaterals in one location for students. So students only need to visit this URL, or the teacher could embed this ThingLink into her website so that it's easy for students to access. Once you've logged into ThingLink, to create one, you click on the Create button. And then I like to upload images from my computer. So for example, if I was teaching a unit on the Civil War, I would select a picture from the Civil War, and then I can title it Civil War Resources, and then I just click anywhere to add a tag. So here I can add a tag. I can go to a link or an image address, so I can add a picture or a link. I can actually choose which icon I want. This is actually nice if you want to level resources according to English proficiency level, and make sure that you can direct students to say, hey, maybe today you take a look at the blue links because I think they'll help you out, because you know that they are directed more towards that student's proficiency level. You can add text. So you could direct students to a YouTube video, an article, a picture, a BrainPop video, anything you really desire. Once you are done making your ThingLink, you're going to click Save Image. I'm going to close it. And then to share it, what you're going to do is click Share, and you will get a link, and that's the link you can copy and paste into the discussion board on Moodle to share your ThingLink with me. The final tool we're going to look at today is called Glogster. And my colleague Michelle created this Glogster a couple years ago for her students. What a Glogster is it's and it helps you create interactive posters that organize resources. So Michelle used this Glogster to organize resources for her class about Arctic animals. So each student was assigned a different Arctic animal, and then this helped control the students' workflow as they worked through the research. So if you had a reindeer caribou, first you would read about the reindeer caribou by clicking on this link, and it would take you to National Geographic for Kids. And after students read about the caribou here, then they would look at this image of the caribou, watch this video, watch this Brain Pop video, and then they would reinforce their learning by playing this game. So each student was doing similar things, but she was able to organize all the resources for this one learning exploration in one location. This is another example of a blog Michelle used in her class about community helpers. It gave students basic information about community helpers here, and then it broke down the information into different groups, and here she gave students their task to research one community helper job. And they did that with the links she provided for each community helper. So some of these are articles, some are videos, some are leveled readers. So all the students have information, the access to information in one location. You can also search for blogs so that you don't have to create your own if you're in a little bit of a pinch. So here I did a search. There's a lot of different topics, but I just searched for chemistry to show you that higher level and higher grade teachers use this. And the final thing we're going to look at is, this is a blog that I'm creating for one of our classes in the future about creating a personal learning network. Once you log into Glogster, you do get a 7-day trial to see and play around with it to see if you like it. You can add text, graphics, images from your computer or from Google. You can also add audio, video, data, links. But once you've finished your blog, you click Save. Title it however you'd like. Make sure it's public so that I can see it. After I grade it, you can always change it back to private or unfinished, but for right now, to share it with me, click Public. Then Save. And I always like to go to the preview to make sure that it looks as if it looks how I liked it to. So once I make sure that it looks okay, then you can grab the URL, select it up here, copy it, and then you can paste it into the discussion forum on Moodle, and that's how you submit a Glogster as your assessment this week. So I hope these 3 tools, Symbaloo, ThingLink, and Glogster, give you a little bit of an idea of how you can curate digital resources for yourself and for your students. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me during the week. Your assignment, one of your assignments, is to create either a Symbaloo, a ThingLink, or a Glogster to share digital resources related to a unit, a lesson, or a subject that you teach. So hopefully this tutorial has made that a little more clear. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me. Thanks and have a great week.